Hi, good evening, and welcome to today's episode on Odyssey with Mazi Chooks. Our guest today is somebody that I've known for a very long time, and he he's going to be sharing his journey of moving from his home country. I wouldn't mention his country, but then in his introduction, he's going to mention his country and do all of the introduction himself. And I think his journey also, to me, is likely to be an interesting journey. It's a very, I think it's an interesting journey. So I encourage viewers to ensure they watch this video to the end so that they can hear the story of this, my brother. In this episode, I'll be addressing him as Ezen Ibuzo. And I think that is what he also likes to be called. But then if he decides to answer something otherwise, it's entirely up to him. So guys, before we go into before we get him to introduce himself, like you all know, Odyssey with Mazi Chooks is all about immigrants from wherever sharing their story of how they left their home country into a new country and how they've been able to settle their journey, their triumph, the time of maybe regrets, for example, or in some instances, or sometimes times of doubt. So without wasting much of your time, I'll allow our guest, Ezen Ibuzo, to do justice to introduce himself. You have the floor, my brother.
This made me made my 1 year journey here in the UK. I came from Nigeria, from a very humble. I was able to make it to UK at a later stage in life, finally, but it's fine. So it's a pleasure to be on this platform to share my experience and triumph, because my journey is more of a triumph, not struggle.
Mm.
Of a triumph. And viewers, happy viewing.
Oh, thank you for Ezen Ibuzo. So it's for you. You said your journey is more of a triumph. Are you happy to share with our viewers how you came into the UK? You said March made it 1 year. I think March is this month. Today is the 1st of March, isn't it? Made it 1 year you got into the UK. Are you happy to share the routes, how you came in? Did you come in with COS? Did you come in as a student? Did you come in as how? And when was this? And why do you say it is triumph? Because what is common is, man, I think I'm even regretting this, my workout.
Well, my journey is a triumph. Why I said it's a triumph, it's more of a decision. Life is all about decision. It's what you make of your decisions. It's what will pay off for you. You can't make a decision at the same time you regret your decision. That means you're not taking responsibility of your decision. And one of the core attributes of an adult is taking responsibility for their actions. So me leaving Nigeria, coming to the UK was a decision I slowly took. It's like you asked about remote. Yes, information is also key in you deciding to leave your home country to immigrate to another country, especially a country where you have no father, mother, siblings, cousins, relations, extended or otherwise, but just meeting new set of people and beginning to build a new background, because leaving your home country, especially for us who have spent over 30 something years in our home country before living there, we virtually know everything about our home country and how things work in our country before coming here. We've had the opportunity to do trial and error. When I mean trial and error, I mean we've done so many other things differently in many ways to get results. So we have been using getting results in our home country. Now coming to a new country is the beginning of trying of a new thing. It's for you to start trying of a new thing. So coming to UK, I will say I'm privileged at the same time, lucky. Why I say I'm privileged and lucky is that opportunity means preparation. I had the opportunity and I was prepared. Initially, I wanted to come into the UK as a student. to speak to some few friends and some brothers then who are already in the how they think coming here as a student, how is it going to favor me? But I have my plans already to come in as a student. But when speaking to other persons, I learned that coming through the student route is going to be a difficult journey for me, especially for someone who's coming alone. To think and to take decision again. Actually, like the route I use in coming into the UK is the global talent visa. So that's
Okay.
why I said opportunity and same time.
Oh, interesting. Oh, global talent route. If you don't mind, do you want to shed more light on global talent? And since you came in, I believe you've been working with that on your with the visa. Can you shed more light, the negative side, the positive side, because we started this interview with your I like your confidence, to be honest. You said it is triumph, and that is something that I think I will keep referring to. Are you happy to shed more light on your global talent, how it has been, how you feel about the visa? Obviously, you've had experience. You probably have met people that came in with other types of visas. Can you compare? Can you contrast and all of that?
Yeah, that's one of the reasons I use the word a triumph because using the global talents route to come into the UK is one of the best decisions I made for myself. When I said that is we all know the stories that associate with the COS and the issue of people having COS and having their COS revoked. I have a friend as of this morning in a chat I belong to who was sending an SOS message that the company that gave them the COS, that the government, the Home Office had revoked their license and expecting at any moment from the president to revoke this also. So
That's
global talent is more of you being your own boss, being your own sponsor, being your own. There are so many benefits and there are so many leverage of having a global talent visa because it gives you opportunity to own your own company as a director here in the UK, to register your own company, to employ yourself or to employ others, or to even work with other companies. And throughout my journey here in the UK, I found out that global talent is presently is the best kind of visa you can use to come into this country now, surrounding what is going on in the country, because so many people are having challenges with students, with COS and other kinds of visa. But global talent, although the route is a very difficult one, it takes a lot of time, patience, and a lot of resources, and a lot of proving yourself that you can, what you said you can do, you can be able to do it. So global talent visa remains the best form of visa because since I came into the UK, I never had a challenge of applying for anything or being denied of anything since I came into this UK. This is my first year. So from this March now, I'm stepping into my second year now. And the benefits of it is that from the day the visa is being issued to you, the pathway to settlement in the country starts counting.
That
So
counts.
there are numerous advantages, privileges surrounding the visa.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
for me,
Yeah. Sorry.
it's the best.
Sorry. Global talent, like, so of course somebody might see this video and go on the internet to search global talent visa, and part of the information I'm sure they are going to see is that there are 3 different types of global talent visa. Are you happy to share the route, the one you came in with?
Yeah, the one I came in with is under arts and culture, the one that has the one I mean arts and culture, the
Fashion design.
entertainment, fashion design, entertainers and photographers and the rest of it.
Yeah.
There's also
Okay,
one
so
that
okay, somebody might also say, okay, you came in with arts and culture, fashion design. Have you had any form of restriction when you apply for job and they say, no, you came on global talent visa at fashion design? and this is not fashion design industry. Have you had any of such experience?
I don't have any experience because just like I told you, the leverage. The leverage is that you can work in any sector you choose to work, in any field you choose to work, because someone who comes in a global talent is assumed that you are versatile, you have knowledge, have experience in every other part of the sector that you choose to work in, as a
Hmm.
potential or as an emerging leader in your field.
Leader.
In
Yeah.
your field,
So
because
are you happy to share what industry do you work in at the moment?
I work with the logistic industry here in the UK. Although I also worked at the logistic industry back home. I came here to also the
Oh,
effort of
okay, interesting.
an emergency.
Okay, so for you coming into the UK, you're not among the people that had to start with care job, because most people came into the UK. I did care job, so I am not saying care job is not a good job. As a matter of fact, carers are carers, right? Because the country we are in require lots of carers to care for vulnerable adults. So it is a job that I respect so much. So you didn't work in the care industry. You said you worked in logistics back home, and coming into the UK, you're also in logistics. That is great. Did you not work in care at all?
Well, just like I said, my journey is a triumph. When I came in here, first of all, I took time to study the terrain very well to know where I actually will be able to fit in. And I found out that not that carers, the people working in the caring industry is not it's not a good job, but me, I'll say
Mm.
it will go to individuality and my patience. I don't think I have the patience to work in that field. So I
Industry.
went, yeah, in that industry. So I went for where I know and where I have experience also. So I went for where I have experience and my experience will be appreciated and counted. So that's why I went to
Mm.
where I went. Although it took me 3 months for me to be able to figure out what I needed to, how I needed to start up, but it was fine.
Oh, really? So what were you doing in 3 months? It took you 3 months to get a job, or it took you 3 months to get the particular job you wanted? What can you explain that?
Both. It took me 3 months to get the particular job I wanted. It also took me three months to get a job. I had
Okay.
interviews though. I have interviews though in other industries and other sectors. When I came in, I also had the opportunity to do some trainings also and get some licensing jobs. But I didn't, and I later settled that for a logistic job, which I'm doing at the
For
moment.
the industry you're familiar with.
Yes, exactly.
Okay. Somebody might come across this video and the person is thinking, you came in and you spent 3 months unemployed. How were you surviving? Did you have family? Because UK is one place, once you come in, bills just start coming. The very first day you come in, you start having bills. You need to pay your rent, which is paid weekly, monthly. You need to pay once you get accommodation, you need to pay for, of course, feed yourself, bus pass, train tickets, light bill, and all of those things that we pay monthly in the country. How did you manage as somebody that didn't have a job for 3 months?
Just like I said, opportunity means preparation. I had the opportunity and
Okay.
I was prepared. And when I came into the UK, from the first day I came into the UK, actually, I started paying for house rent. I started paying for a
Hmm.
bill. I started paying bills. But just like I said, opportunity means preparation. I was prepared from home.
Yeah.
Nigeria gave me the whole leverages I wanted. And before I left, I never left Nigeria because I was frustrated or I was running out from home. I left Nigeria because the terrain was becoming difficult and becoming hostile. I used to have businesses I run in Nigeria, and I have to close off some of those businesses. I was into trucking and warehousing. I was into farming. So at the time, my farm were not yielding me the result I wanted. So I have to sell off the things I have in my farm, sell off my trucks. I have like 2 trucks then in Port Harcourt. I have to sell them off, and
Hmm.
when I decided to go abroad to plan, so I have those monies and locked up somewhere. So when I came to the UK
Hmm.
for those 3 months, some of those money were keeping me afloat in the UK. So that was one of the reasons I was able to push forward.
Okay. So to me, it sounds like you are well off in Nigeria and doing well for yourself. Somebody who might see this video, somebody is in Nigeria, somebody is in Ghana, somebody might be in Sudan, and they are thinking, I have businesses or I have a very good job. Why should I move abroad? Why did you leave all of those things that working well for you in Nigeria, your business and all of that, to move to UK. That is, for me, I'll term it leaving the known to the unknown, the certain to the uncertain.
Apart from being an adventurous somebody and a risk taker, living Nigeria was a decision every sane somebody who has a vision, who has a dream to have a better life would have done at the time I did, because
Mm,
things were not working as planned. For instance, I made an investment of over 5 million naira in a business, and at the end of the day, I'm getting money from elsewhere, borrowing money to be able to support my business. So
mm,
it's something I thought, and it was a painful decision, but I needed to take the decision. And just like I
mm,
told you that the right information also, when I found out the visa I wanted to use, the route I wanted to use to leave the country and the benefits, I decided
yeah.
to take a chance. So I took a
Mm,
chance of leaving Nigeria, and I know that leaving Nigeria was the best decision I took at that time till
mm,
now. So I'm not
mm,
regretting leaving Nigeria. I'm not regretting closing down my business and leaving Nigeria.
mm. Wow, interesting. Because I had somebody yesterday and he said he left his in Canada, by the way. He said, because it's part of the question I asked people, what was your motivation of leaving? Why did you leave? But he said his was because of things were not, you know how unorganized things tends to be in Nigeria, how you need to spend lots of long hours in traffic, you need to bribe people to get things done in the office and all of that. And he said it was chaotic. That was the word he used. It was a chaotic situation for him. And he was no longer coping, considering that he has lived in the UK before and thought that, oh, I think I need to get to a sane place. So for you, it wasn't because you wanted, and some other person have also shared with us that it was because they wanted paths to financial freedom. They think they did not stand the chance in the country called Nigeria to be able to make money and make it legit. Yeah. So why did you say you left? You left because your business started not making profit, the naira started falling, the instability in the economy, the government instability in their policies. Was that the reason why you left?
Yes, apart from my business being declining, I think one of the other reasons I left Nigeria is because of the government policies. The people presently in government see it as if they don't know what they're doing at this particular time, because things are not working the way. In the insecurity also, thing is insecurity. I
Okay.
survived sometime in 2002. One of the reasons I started thinking towards leaving Nigeria sometime in 2002,
Mm,
attempt of, when I say kidnapping or robbery, I don't know which I would target. I escaped one of it. So, and
mm,
it was very brutal that I left. I went for a walk in Owerri, and I was heading back to Port Harcourt. People who know that between Owerri and Port Harcourt axis, people who know those axes, know how brutal that road during this period I was mentioning. So
mm,
when I survived it, so I was like, this is one of the reasons somebody who has plans and somebody who have dream
mm,
to just find a way and leave the country if you have the opportunity. So those are one of my reasons: instability in the government policies, decline in the business, because it's the instability in government policies that brought about the businesses.
in business.
Businesses
Yeah.
started shutting down. People started making loss in business. Imagine having a farm that I invested over 5 million naira, and I have to borrow money from other sources to be able
Mm.
to because today you buy a bag
Sustain
of
it.
feed, you buy a bag of feed 1,000 naira. Today all of a sudden you go back to market, they tell you now it's 1,500. But something you
Mm,
just bought just 2 days ago, a bag of feed, well,
mm.
these things add up to the business to the business to the decline of the business, because you now be like, how much am I going to
Tell
sell my
the
product? Yeah, but you have already
mm,
had a target, and you have already had a target, and at the same time have your plans on how much you're going to sell your product. At the end of the day, you find out that instead of you coming out to sell something of 1,000 naira, 1,100. Now all of a sudden
mm,
it's not being sold for 1,800. You see the margin.
mm,
And even with the margin, you will not be able to make a tangible profit. But when we started the
mm,
business, you can invest a 1,000 naira into raising a boiler, for instance. At the end of the day, you'll be selling it 2,000 or 2,500. People who know this business understand what I just said now. But when you
mm,
now use about 1,800 to do the business, something you would have used 1,000 naira or 900 probably to do in 2015, 2016, 2017. You are now using it to over 2,000 naira to raise one boiler. At the end of the day, how much are you
mm,
going to sell it? You have to pay workers, you have to pay other sources, and so
mm,
the decline in business and the unstable government policies, insecurity, and the
mm,
rest of it just called for people like us to just leave.
mm. Interesting. I think the story is generally the same, but just a little bit of other add-ups on it. Insecurity, instability in government policies, decline in the naira, and all of that. Yeah. So when you moved to the UK, considering that you moved on a very strong visa, because like you did mention, when information meets opportunity or meets preparedness, like you did mention, when you move with global talent visa, consider it's a visa that does not limit you. It's a visa that allows you to do anything and everything you want to do in the UK, like you've mentioned. Did you face any challenges when you initially landed? What was one of your biggest challenges you faced?
One of my biggest challenges I faced when I came into the UK, number one is the weather. Number two
So
is the food. The weather,
food.
the food. Yeah. The weather, the food. UK is a nice place because people are welcoming, and at the same time, their culture. Their culture is an open one. Just because it's an English speaking country,
Mm,
your ability to adapt, you don't need much to adapt. You don't need
mm,
much to adapt because there's no language barrier. But apart from
mm,
the weather and the food and the all man to yourself, you have to learn how to appreciate yourself, to stay on your own. That's
mm.
another thing I learned in the UK. UK is a place that you go to work, you come back, and there's limited social life.
Okay.
It's not a place it's not a place of Owambe because
Oh, wow.
everybody minds their business. Go to work, come back, rest, you recycle the processes again. Except you're going
There is
for
no
holidays.
there is no hanging out with the boys after work.
Yep. Except you want to hang out in the pub, and if you want to go to the pub, have to do it alone. You also have to do it alone because my time of shift might not be your own time of shift. So there is difference. And
Yeah.
people work here Saturday, Sunday, 24 hours. The clock
Yeah, it's round the clock. It's
qua
24 hours economy.
exactly. So it's not time. There's no time for idling around or telling stories. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, so how did you manage with the weather? Because I'm coming to that first before I now move to the food. How did you manage with the weather? Was it something you prepared for or you didn't prepare for it at all?
Well, when I decided to leave home, I had it in mind that whatever I see, I'm going to take because it's either you go hard or you go home. So I
I
came
love the
prepared.
slang you're dropping this night. It's either you go hard or you go home.
So I know that the weather is something but I came in March. So from the stories and from my research, from my little research I did online, so I thought March I learned December, January, February is the peak of the cold. So when I was coming
Yeah,
to March, I was thinking March would be like
mild.
mild. But when reality started dawning on me, it was because I used a connecting flight. I flew from Nigeria. I used a Royal Air Morocco. So when I got to Morocco was when I now realized that actually I've left Nigeria because the cold welcomed me there. It was in
In
Morocco I
Morocco,
understood. Yeah, it was in Morocco at the what's there what's the
the
name of this
airport,
what's the name of
Casablanca.
this Casablanca. That's where I actually understood that yeah. Because from Morocco you'll be seeing Spain. So I was like, look at Spain, I'm already in Europe. Look at the weather I'm going to face. The
Mm,
Mediterranean weather was so intense that morning that we landed. So immediately I came
mm.
out from the plane to the airport shuttle that was waiting to take us to the airport lounge. That was when I understood that I'm in for a big soup.
Wow.
But on the other hand, when I landed in the UK, till I came out and I thought I had a jacket there, and I noticed that I never had a jacket. That the jacket I was
Had a
having was
singlet.
I had a singlet as a jacket. So I enjoyed the weather. I like the weather. I enjoy the weather because it made me to be more like now. I enjoy the cold. I prefer the cold. I can't stand winter. Sorry, I can't stand summer because the last summer I know how the last summer is. The summer here, the heat here is different from our own heat. Our own heat is
Mm.
like our own heat. Our heat will be doing you, but you'll be having fresh air. But here,
Yeah.
the heat will be the heat comes
It's
with
a
the kind
dry,
of
it comes
dry
with
heat.
dry weather,
Exact
yeah.
dry weather. At times you struggle to breathe. At times you
Yeah.
struggle to breathe. So I prefer this winter, like January and February, late December and January
Mm,
when we're having little snow. Oh, I love it. I love it. I
mm.
love it. I love the cold weather. I love the cold weather. I like it.
So
I
interesting.
like it.
Okay, coming to the food, what was your biggest shock concerning the British food? I'll give you an example. Somebody mentioned to me, said, Mazi, I went to work somewhere and they asked me to, of course, this is part of also cultural differences. He went somewhere and they asked him to make porridge. He went into the kitchen and was looking for, when you say porridge to somebody, let me say Eastern, or somebody from the southern part of Nigeria, I don't know if it's all across Nigeria, and so that Nigerians don't drag me. When you say porridge to somebody from eastern part of Nigeria, what they think is making yam porridge, isn't it?
Yep. Yep.
So, for this person went to work somewhere to a British family and they asked him to make porridge for the person. He went into the kitchen and was looking for yam. And when the person didn't see him after a few minutes, she stepped into and said, "What are you looking for? What?" He said, "I'm looking for yam." The woman didn't understand what yam was and now showed him quicker oats and how to make it. For you, what was your challenge? What was your major shock with food in the UK?
Well, one of the major stuff, like the first 1 week that I came in, the first 2 days or rather 3 days, I was going on chicken and chips. But the chicken and chips is not like the chips we normally have at back home. These chips here, they are
Mm,
all processed. They are not like the organic chips we have at home that, you walk into a
mm.
shop and tell them, give you chicken and chips. They go into the fridge and bring out the thing that you processed food and, So the taste and another challenge is that I came in and I told them to give me rice, and what they presented to me as rice was something I couldn't even. I left it there and
All right.
yeah, I can't even explain the meaning of the food they gave, but they say it's right.
Did you ask for refund? Did you ask for refund?
How can you ask for a refund when there is pay before service? You drop your money, they prepare for you now. It's not in Nigeria. They will call police on you now. It's not like when we're back home that you can shout and do anything and get away with it.
Mm,
It's a new environment. You need to
yeah.
also fit in and adapt to the way they do their things here.
Mm.
Yeah, so that's it.
Okay. But then I have this question I usually ask my guests, even though I know you mentioned that your story is more of triumph. But on your journey, at what point would you say tested your resilience? I can
Uh,
rephrase the question if you want me to.
I get you. What tested my
Okay.
resilience? The first thing that tested my resilience is when I was looking out for jobs.
Okay.
The in Nigeria we normally use them. We normally go around and drop CV. So when I came in here, I noticed that everything is done online.
Mhm.
Everything is done online. Everything is
Mm.
on your laptop and your internet. You sit down and do it yourself. So when I was applying for jobs, they keep telling me no British experience, no British experience.
Sorry, what do you
Like
mean British or no UK experience?
that's Britain now, British experience, UK
Okay.
experience, because they believe that if you have worked here, that there are some things you should have known, there are some level of things you would. understand because when you apply, they call you, they do you online interview, you talk to them, they talk to you. When they find out that you have not worked here before, some employers will be discouraged to employ
Go
you.
for it. Mm.
Yeah, so that's what actually took me 3 months. That's actually what took me 3 months to figure out and actually get the hack to get go about things. So that's the 90 days it took me to figure out. That's the that 90 days. I was not working. It was what really tested my resilience because that was when I really understood that I'm not in my own country.
Okay. Okay. When you came in, somebody also shared that of course, that is Canadian experience, and now you're mentioning having the UK experience. But then, somebody might argue and say maybe it is because you went for a professional job, and that was why I asked in the first instance when I started, did you do those I wouldn't say menial job, but those um low jobs kind of. But then that's fine. Did you have, when you came in, did you have any form of community support? People that supported you? Did you have family here, friends, relative, and all of that? And did you come in with family too?
I came in alone. I came in alone, and just like I said, that I'm lucky because I have friends, few friends. Those some I've not met before, those some I've met before. We were able to, especially my getting an accommodation because actually my accommodation was gotten when I was still in Nigeria. So that's the
Hmm.
preparation, the opportunity meeting preparation that I was telling you. So the opportunity came,
Yeah.
I was prepared. I was prepared to take all those opportunities because when
Yeah.
opportunity comes, you are not prepared to take them. You will lose those opportunities. So when I
Yeah.
was coming, I have a community of friends. I
Hmm.
have a community of friends here who are already waiting for me. Right from the airport, they picked me up from the airport and they took me
Hmm.
straight. So I didn't have these challenges that people normally have when they arrive in a foreign country. They will be
The person
calling.
that promised to pick you off their phone.
Yes, exactly. So I had somebody already waiting for me for like an hour I stepped into the town. Somebody was already waiting for me from the airport straight to where I have already rented the shared apartment I rented, taking me around, getting me food, getting me some little things like things that I needed to immediately
Hmm.
settle down that same day. So I have
Hmm.
yeah, I was lucky. I was lucky. Yeah, I have little challenges, but those challenges are just normal to like someone who have not, you are not in your, even if you are living in your own city. Back then in Nigeria, maybe you are traveling from Port Harcourt, you are relocating from Port Harcourt to Kaduna or Lagos or Abuja. And those little
Hmm.
challenges will also always be
Challenges.
there.
Yeah.
How much
Hmm.
more you that is relocating from your home country
Hmm.
to another country. So challenges
Hmm.
must be there, but is the resilience in you that I don't leave house, so I know they go back again. Anything when I see
Hmm.
here, I go take them.
You take them.
So now waiting for the
Okay.
time is fine.
Yeah, shout out to that friend because it is very, very uncommon to have those kind of people in one's corner because I've heard stories of people say, they come, they come. I hear that somebody said he was going to South Africa. Somebody told him, they come, they come. He reach airport, he call phone, the phone will no go. And that's so you enter street. So shout out to that friend. Then my next question would be, what would you say was one of the most unexpected things you saw when you arrived? Or so far, you've been here for 1 year. What is that unexpected thing you've experienced in your 1 year as living in the UK?
Apart from the culture, apart from the culture and the food and the culture, the weather, every other thing in the UK, I love it. Because
Oh, you do.
why I say I love it is because I've already made up my mind to embrace my new home. So UK is my new
Mm.
home. So I've already made up my mind to embrace my new home and whatever challenges. But no matter the challenges I'm facing here, it's not compared to what I used to see at home. So I'm already made at home. I'm like someone that have passed through the oven. I've been baked. I've been baked at
Right.
home. So Just like I normally tell my colleagues at work when let me use the word the white guys, when my white guys want to complain, I will tell them that this work we are doing is one of the easiest job I've done in my life. So
Hmm.
you shouldn't be, I tell you, you shouldn't be complaining, because if you know where we are from, you know that this work, you're not even doing
Hmm.
anything. You're not doing anything.
Hmm.
We are just here
Hmm.
to just talk and while away our time and
And
take
earn
our,
money.
yes, we are not
Hmm.
doing anything. So don't complain that it's hard. It's not
Don't
hard.
complain.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so that's it. I've already made up my mind. Whatever I'm going to see, I'm going to take it. So that's it. So I've already made up my mind. So there is not unexpected. I will not say unexpected thing. I've not seen anything that discouraged me. Why I've not even regretted for one day. Why did I make this journey here? I've never
Hmm.
regretted it for one day. I've never thought about it.
Interesting.
I never thought
Interesting.
about it.
Okay, talking about telling your colleagues that this job we are doing is one of the easiest job. Why do you think it is like that? Or what made you arrive at that conclusion that this job is not that hard though, compared to what you've known?
Apart from that, you are giving job description. There's what we call respect.
Okay.
I have a manager, for instance. For the past 8 to 9 months I started working in that establishment, I've never had her raise her voice on anybody.
Mm.
But I used to have a manager while I was back in Nigeria. I don't want to call the tribe, but everybody knows the tribe. He shouts
Mm.
at you, just call you on the phone and he starts shouting at you. I will sack you.
Mm.
I will sack you. I will do this. I will do that. You know, the threat.
Mm.
You are working and someone is threatening you. You're not like mentally, you are not stable.
Yeah.
You are not at your best. You can't think properly. But
Yeah.
you have a job description. If you follow your job description, if anything goes wrong, the same person that have that job structured out will still be the same person that will blame you. But the same thing he told you to do. But
Mm.
here, I find out that if you follow what you are being told, if anything goes wrong, you see the manager coming out to take responsibility without
Mm.
raising voice or without disrespecting you. You know,
Mm.
everybody is respected and everybody is regarded.
Mm.
I remember when I had when I celebrated my 40th birthday at work. I remember how everybody they bought me a card and everybody signed on the card. Everybody
Mm.
signed on the card. They bought me a cake. They bought me drinks. They celebrated me, you know. But it's a thing of respect and you are being regarded and appreciated. You know,
Mm.
no matter the little thing you are doing, but you see somebody somewhere trying to show you how much you are loved, even if the person is pretending to show you, but genuinely say that the person
Yeah.
is making an effort.
Yeah.
You know, the person is making an effort to
Mm.
appreciate and celebrate you. So
So So would you say that the work culture here and back home is quite different? Here in the UK, everybody is respected. The cleaner is important. The clerk is important, and the manager, the same level of respect. Nobody is disrespected compared to back home where the boss is like a mini god. Is that what you're saying?
yes, because at back home you can see a boss taking your entitlement and nothing will happen.
Mm.
Yes, nothing will happen. But here, from the first day I came to work was the first day they signed a phone to me. They gave me
Mm.
everything that I was due. Nobody was like discriminating. You are a casual staff, you are a full-time employee, you are this. But back home, you see so many kinds of discrimination. You will see somebody in an establishment, he has worked over 3, 4, 5 years. He's still a casual staff.
Mm.
I don't understand the way some of us do things back home. You know, coming here, my
Mm.
mentality really changed about things. The worst,
Mm.
the longest you can keep somebody to be a casual staff should be 3 months.
3 months. Yeah.
That's 90 days to ascertain if
Mm.
the person has the mental capacity to fit in to the kind of job is
Job.
being assigned to. Then if the person
Mm.
can do the job and do it very well, why are you keeping the person and prolonging his stay?
Mm.
Why? So we don't respect people back home. We treat people anyhow.
Mm.
We don't have regard for people. We don't have regard for, we can see a cleaner, you're telling a cleaner, you're a common cleaner. You're
Mm.
seeing a driver, you're telling a driver, a common driver, forgetting that we are a system. Everybody will
Yeah.
work
System.
together. It's a system.
Yeah.
Everybody works together. The driver is important. The cleaner is important. If you leave your home and the home gets messed up and the cleaner does not come to fix the home, everywhere will be in a mess. But that same
Yeah.
cleaner will come. He said that cleaner is a common cleaner.
Common cleaner.
That's one of our problems at home. We don't regard and respect people, and that's why our society is that way. So that's it.
So here, you mean that teamwork is very, very valued here, very important, because the boss, the cleaner does his job or her job, the boss does theirs, and everybody works together to achieve a common goal, which is, of course, profit making or whatever, serving the community or whatever the job is. Is that what you're saying?
Exactly.
And do you think back home in Nigeria that we're ever going to get to that stage where the boss, knowing fully well that if the bathroom is not clean, that the cleaner should not be shouted at, rather find a very way of addressing that instead of shouting, respecting the cleaner and all of that? Do you think we're ever going to get that to that stage where people are respected in their job back home? Can you see me? Can you hear me?
I can hear you. Sorry, I went offline.
Yeah. Okay, so do you think we're ever going to get to that stage where people are respected back home, irrespective of their job description, their level at work, and all of that? Do you think?
No, we can't. Why I said no, we can't. The big manism and the organism we have in our culture is a very, very, very big problem. We have this big. Everybody wants to show that they are too big. Everybody wants to show that they are boss.
Superior.
They are superior. They want to show you that they are in charge. You get it? Until we get it right and know that the leader, the head, is also a servant. Because that office you are seated in, you are meant to serve the people. You are not meant to lord on the people. Then you begin to appreciate the ones under you. And understanding the people you are serving and knowing how to serve them is one of the things that will bring our country or our community locally first. We start from our local community because the local community that forms the country. So till we begin to understand locally and our assignment instruction that the leader is the servant.
Yeah.
Till we get it right, knowing that the cleaner is important as the manager of the firm. Knowing that the driver is important as the clerk or the secretary of the firm. Once we get it right, know that everybody is interconnected in one way or the other.
Yeah.
It's fine. See, we do that, and I don't see us doing it. I don't see us doing it.
Okay. Yeah, let's just run because we are nearly getting to the end. Somebody might come across this video. The person is saying, I am doing well in Nigeria. I have been able to save 30 million naira. This is the first time I'm asking this question on this show. I have 30 million naira saved. And I'm thinking, do I move to another country? Do I move to Europe? Or do I just stay and continue working in Nigeria? What advice would you be giving to that person, considering that you have tested, obviously you said you've worked in Nigeria, you've tested corporate life, you've tested business, and you've moved here, started life. What advice would you be giving to somebody that has 30 million saved and thinking, make I just remain for Nigeria, they pick this thing small, or make I move out?
My moving out of Nigeria, one of the things that motivated me is the dream of a second passport. I want the freedom of roaming in my old age. I want to roam around the world. I want to be able to travel to anywhere I want to go to. So somebody that says that has 30 million naira, even when I left Nigeria, I had more than 30 million naira before I started planning to leave Nigeria. because 30 million naira is not, it's not a big money. 30 million naira we're talking about is like, what I say, between 15 to 17,000 pounds.
Mm.
If
Yeah,
you
with
come,
today's exchange rate.
yeah, between 15 to 17,000 pounds. So
When it
if,
was £2,000, that would have been £15,000.
exactly, that's why I put it to between 15 to 17,000 pounds.
17. Yeah, you're correct.
If you know what you are doing and you have a dream, under 2 years, you can save up to 17,000 pounds
In the UK,
in the UK.
this one go cause controversy. People no agree with you.
If you know what I said, if you know what you are doing, that's what I didn't say. I didn't say you cannot, that you just come and pick the money. If you know what you are doing, you can be working. If you are, for instance, you are earning like 2,500 or 2,000 pounds in a month, and you have you cut down your expenses and you save like 800 to 1,000 in a month, and you use the rest and go to a shared apartment, not come in immediately and you take a big apartment. Go to a shared apartment with somebody and you begin to live a quiet life. Under 2 years, you'll be able to save that 30 million naira you are spending to live. I
You're
said 2
talking of
years.
somebody that is single or single person, because married person can't live in a shared apartment.
I see married people. There are married people that live in shared apartments. Yes.
Well, that means they are
Yes.
compromising standard.
Yes, because when you decide to leave your country, you have to compromise on standard too. Especially you are
Okay.
not, this is not your country, you just come in. You don't just expect
Okay,
somebody who just
so
came
at
in.
the early stage, you mean at the early stage of your moving, you need to
Exactly.
compromise your standard.
That's what I mean. That's why I said
That makes sense.
in the first 2 years, you can decide to save. If you decide to cut down on your expenses in the first 2 years, you can save up to that 17,000 pounds before you decide to move to go to anywhere you want to go to. And knowing fully well, if you are married people, that means it's a teamwork. That means you guys can save. You guys can save more.
Can save it quicker.
Yes, can save it quicker. But I'm just talking for a single person. For a single person in 2 years, if you have a target, you can save up to that 17,000 pounds, which is like the money you use in moving. You can get your money back in 2 years if you know what you are doing. So I don't say you should just come immediately and you start doing some social vices to be able to get your money quick. Anything when you see me, you take, you will go jail. You are not be Nigeria. You will go jail. You will go jail.
Yeah, no be Nigeria. I like that.
Yeah,
no be
Nigeria.
Okay. Another question would be, you've just mentioned if you know what you're doing. That means obviously the person has come in with a visa that allows them to work, no restriction.
Exactly.
Somebody's thinking, somebody's telling them, bring so and so, let's do COS. What advice would you be giving? Or somebody's thinking, let me just come and do 1 year masters in international business. What advice are you giving such people thinking of COS, coming in to do one course, masters in international business or masters in public health and all of that? What advice are you giving them? Because I hear a lot of people saying, before you can even recover from what you have spent, 3, 4, 5 years have passed. And here you are saying, if you know what you're doing.
Yes, when I mention if you know what you're doing, I meant that if you come in with the right documentation, you come in through the right route, not getting COS and you'll be tied to one kind of a job. If your agency does not have shifts to give you, you'll be sitting at home. Yes, that's why I say if you know what you are doing. So if you come in, you have 30 million naira, use that 30 million naira and come into a route that guarantees you freedom.
Yeah.
Because there are some routes that guarantee. Exactly. I'm using myself as a case study. I don't know about another person. Yes. So that's why I say if you know what you are doing. So you now that is coming to as a student, knowing fully well that as a student, your pathway to settlement in this country is not counted.
Yeah.
So you don't go see person who carry global talent, you will come in with students, you don't have if we will, that's why I said that if you know what you are doing. So you cannot be with what is going on now. You cannot be COS cannot be trusted. I'm not advising anybody to go for COS. I have so many people that they have between this August and December this year. I know people they have scammed 9,000, 10,000 in COS, and they are not getting back their money. They are not getting back their money. Money will enter voicemail, don't enter voicemail. They don't chop on. So people
Oh.
are wicked. Don't use your money and go and do COS. The government is not doing COS again. The government is not doing COS. Their route for now is post. So if you have money and if you have the right connection, I advise anybody, if you're a student, know that you are only entitled to work for about 20 hours in a week.
Yeah, which is nothing.
Which is nothing. So if you're a student and you're thinking, hearing me saying this thing now, that if you know what you are doing, you can save in 2 years. You're on your own. I didn't tell you
It's
that.
not for you.
It's not for you. It's not for you.
Disclaimer. It's not for you.
It's not for you. Then if you're a COS person and thinking, as I said, it's not for you, except your company that is giving you that agency that you're coming through has work already for you.
Or the COS is directly from the company, the care home.
Exactly.
Or maybe government.
Exactly. That's why I said if you know what you are doing. That's why I use the word if you know what you are doing. So if you don't know what you are doing, don't follow my advice. My advice might not work for you. My advice might not work for you, because if you say because I said this as a student, you begin to do calculator, or somebody, your brother is in UK, you don't tell your brother, say you can save up to 1,000 or 1,500 every month or 2,000 every month. So I heard somebody saying it. Please, all visas have privileges and restrictions. I don't have restriction. That's why I'm saying this. I don't have restriction. I am my own boss. I can decide tomorrow not to go to work. My visa will not be revoked. Those are the benefits of Global Talent Visa. I can decide to stay in my room with my laptop, set up a company, and at the end of the year, I do tax remittance to the government. I pay to the government whatever I want to pay to what I declare. Till my 5 years is over, till I collect my paper. If na Nigeria I won't go, I go. If na Canada I won't go, I go. If na US I won't go, I go. That is me for you.
Sorry. Another question. Somebody might see this video and they are asking, you are single. Your visa, does it allow you to come in with dependents?
I might be single per quote, but I have kids.
Okay.
I have kids, so and my
So
visa.
Does Global Talent allow you to come in with dependents? That is the question. Because somebody is thinking, oh, okay, I want visa that can allow me to come in with my wife and children, and they are thinking, and they've heard you have Global Talent. Does it allow you to come in with your people?
Yes, when I was applying for my visa already, I have already loaded my kids in my visa. So any decision the government is making on me is to also affect my kids. My kids are in Nigeria, but if I decide tomorrow to go and bring them, they are 100% certain. If I get my paper now, 100% they are included already. It's not like something I will begin to refile for them. I've already filed their name while I was coming in already. So if I decided to get a wife and add to my visa, it's me. So I have the leverage. That's why I said there are some leverages and there are some benefits of the visa. So I'm not single. I'm not single and I'm not searching. So make somebody not see this video begin to send me say this guy that have run say he need wife. I don't need wife. I get keys. I get everything for Nigeria. I made a mention that I have everything already in Nigeria before I came here. So there is nothing I was lacking in Nigeria before I came here. I have keys in Nigeria. I have businesses in Nigeria. I have anything I wanted in Nigeria before I moved there. So I moved there because I have vision and my dreams. And I made mention one of my visions here when I said that the freedom to roam around the world was one of the motivations of coming. So these are the things I had in mind when I started coming. So it's not like I came to UK and I'm not wine. I'm not looking for a wife.
So thank you. We're at the end now. In summary, what are you saying to the cast and the crew of Odyssey with Mazichukes? And also in last word, what are you saying to our viewers?
What I'm just saying I just have to conclude, I will say that relationship is the highest currency. It's a relationship. For the fact I was here, not even money.